What up, my fellow Knicks fans? This is your guy Marcellus Ease, and don't panic quite yet. Now, for you fellas out there, you may actually have found yourself in a situation in which you were hanging out with a group of girls, and then maybe another female, maybe at the bar or the lounge, she approached you or she was giving you a certain look, and then one of the original females that you were hanging out with kind of reveals her card that she may be feeling you because she overemphasizes the look that the other girl is giving you, particularly if she might be a little bit hotter. Now, the reaction you may have may be joking, you may put up a front, a smile. But funny thing I mention this because Zion Williams pretty much got caught up in this same scenario when he was asked about the Knicks. Now, of course, he's dating his current girlfriend, the New Orleans Pelicans, and he almost forgets to sort of mention them as a great place to play. And as we all know as Knicks fans, and especially the NBA players throughout the league, they already know that New York City overall is very infectious. You guys check out the segment, and every once in a while, I'll check in.
But is it something that Zion said that should have Knicks fans most excited? Take a listen, y'all.
I'm glad you asked that, actually. I mean, New York is the mecca of basketball.
Zion can't hide it. And this is what the media knows, but right now they're kind of upset that the future image of the league has a very, I guess, he's too cheesy with the onlooking girlfriend, which is the Knicks, and he's upsetting the current girlfriend, which is the Pelicans.
I love playing. I love playing here. When I played here in college, and this is my first time playing here in the pros, and I mean this atmosphere, whether they're cheering for you, whether they're booing for you, it's amazing.
Look how he said that, fellas. It's amazing. Zion Williams right here, he cannot hide his poker face. The Knicks are truly a one-of-a-kind place to play, and just overall the atmosphere, and just when the franchise is on their P's and Q's, it's really a great product, and no other product can actually imitate it. But like I said before in my earlier soliloquy, you fellas already know when you got caught lacking and another girl's giving you attention, another girl that you didn't know was even feeling you kind of presses you about it, this is sort of the reaction that you have. And like I said, once again, some of you fellas already know what I'm talking about.
Honestly, I think outside of New Orleans, obviously.
Uh-oh, he has to mention the current girlfriend. Look how you mentioned, oh yeah, I forgot, New Orleans. Yeah.
I think this might be my favorite place to play outside of New Orleans. I can't even lie to you. I can't lie to you.
Damn, Zion, you gotta play your poker face a little bit better than that. But we understand, man. The Knicks is a nice little piece, man. We all know.
He's so likable, charismatic, the smile. All right, Max, I'm going to start with you. Do you think Knicks fans should be excited about Zion's comments that it's his favorite city, he would have loved to play there, only second to New Orleans?
Even Molly caught on, man. Molly caught on to his whole vibe. It's like, damn, you're not even respecting your current girlfriend, the Pelicans.
Very excited. First of all, in the draft, if you draft him, you don't even know if he's going to hold up physically, whatever. But what winds up happening almost always in smaller markets who have transformational kind of talents is they stay there for 6 years. Because the way the contracts are structured in the NBA, you leave too much money on the table if you bounce before that you have that 7 years with the team, right? So heading into year 7, after year 6, their agent informs the team.
Now, right here, Max is going to go in a soliloquy based off of the question he was asked, but I'm surprised that Molly didn't really ask, when the Knicks are on their P's and Q's, are they a major destination? Because obviously right there, he couldn't even hide his feelings about playing in New York.
Not going to resign, you might as well get something for him and trade him to their preferred destination, or else they wait it out and they just sign away. The Greek Freak didn't just do that. But that's the exception, not the rule in the small market. Shaquille O'Neal. Oh, that's ancient history. What about LeBron James, who is from Akron?
I don't think Zion Williams would even opt out after his rookie scale contract because he has it's too risky for him. He has a lot of injuries all the time, and he's pretty much going to want that contract guaranteed. If he had a more healthy body, or just his body could hold up at this point, it was like a pretty much known fact, then I would believe he would possibly risk injury and hitting free agency.
They're near Cleveland. He even left. Not a major market. KD, OKC. He left. It's all the same story. It's usually if you have an MVP caliber, all-time great player from a small market, even when they're from there. Eventually, they're going to leave, and that eventually is usually after 6 years. Either they're going to get traded heading into year 7, or they'll sign away after year 7. So, why haven't the Knicks gotten anybody?
Because it's the lottery, aka they changed the rules the minute that we should have got the first overall pick, but none of that matters right now because the Knicks pretty much have found their power forward for the future. So why you guys are talking about this, I don't know why. You should be focused on why is Zion Williams so giggly and bubbly when he's talking about New York City when he plays for a different franchise.
Recent years. And by recent years, I mean decades now. Because no one wanted to play there. But things are changing. Not just that they have a coach who's competitive and a team that's scrappy, but R.J. Barrett, they have young ascending players with friends in the league like Zion Williamson. Of course Knicks fans should be excited. If Zion Williamson is healthy after 6 seasons in New Orleans, and I'm a Knicks fan, I'm thinking, ooh, we got a real chance to trade for him heading into that year 7.
That depends where we're at. And especially that depends on the New Orleans Pelicans. They have a lot of draft picks in their pockets. So it'll be very interesting to see if they're going to take chances and try to flip some of those picks for key pieces to put around Zion, or if they're just going to keep drafting.
And if he's healthy, by then you figure he's an MVP caliber player. He's already spectacular. Already. And if you have to wait that extra year for him to sign, now you don't have to give up anything for him but the cash. No, it's a really good sign that a young superstar player is saying that. And in particular, this one is saying that about these Knicks. If you're a Knicks fan, you have to be excited.
Yeah, I don't know why Max just went on that soliloquy. The question he was asked was really bad after that segment. He should have been asked, is New York the place to play when they're on their P's and Q's? Because Zion Williams, the future face of the league, is just too bubbly when New York is mentioned.
It's depressing, man. I was in a good mood. So they brought that up. It's depressing. 2019. I'm on the New Jersey Turnpike, Max. I'm driving home. And I'm listening to the draft on TV. And I know that the Knicks, the draft lottery, whatever, the Knicks, I'm hoping those ping pong balls, drop in their favor and they open the envelope. And
now, the situation with the ping pong balls, hopefully we don't have to no longer rely on that. That is a drop in a bucket. First of all, they changed the rules in a time in which we should have got the first overall pick, but none of that matters anymore. We got Julius Randle, we got some key pieces, and now we're not in that kind of phase where we're getting younger players. R.J. Barrett is going to be approaching year 3 soon. Julius Randle is in his prime right now. We're kind of looking to get key pieces to put around guys. So we no longer have to rely on the ping pong balls, in which the odds by the NBA now is even worse, because you could look at the Cleveland Cavaliers. They finished in the bottom of the league standings like 2 years in a row, but yet they got like the 6th and 7th pick. So going for a bunch of ping pong balls is a drop in a hat. So we no longer have to get into that rabbit hole of just relying on some ping pong balls.
They were going to have a chance at Zion. New York Knicks end up with the number 3 overall pick when everybody and their mother knew that Zion was going to be number 1. Ja Morant was going number 2 to Memphis. And we got R.J. Barrett, who, by the way, has been playing nicely. He's starting to hit his 3-point shots.
And R.J. Barrett has a bigger impact on his team winning than Zion does. Zion could put up his numbers, but his team ends up still getting either blown out by 10, 20 points, or they barely win the game. He doesn't really have an impact on his team winning the game. He has an impact on his team offensively, especially on that end of the floor. But as far as winning the game, R.J. Barrett has a bigger impact on his team winning the game.
They're going to have to.
Same as Ja Morant. They both have bigger impacts on their teams winning than Zion does. So the 2nd and 3rd overall picks of that year's draft have a bigger impact on their team winning.
Something with Kevin Knox, because Kevin Knox can't really get on the floor ahead of him. But it's just, when I think about Zion and him averaging over 26 a game and shooting damn near 60% from the field or around 60% from the field.
And look at the Pelicans' record, by the way. That's not a good team at all.
Being the monster that he is, being the human highlight reel that he is, I think about Madison Square Garden and what if he were there. And I knew he wanted to be there. Everybody and their mother knew he wanted to be there.
Matter of fact, if you look at it in hindsight, if he was there, there would be no Julius Randle. Probably will go after some other guards, but I don't think our standings would be this high, especially with Zion. Once again, look at the Pelicans' record. They actually have way more talent than the Knicks do, but yet they're sitting in the bottom of the West.
The press, when he saw that New Orleans ended up getting the #1 overall pick, okay? He didn't want to be there. He wanted to be in New York, okay? He wanted to be in the Mecca. But it didn't turn out to be that way. And then two of the most painful moments for me as a Knicks fan, Max Kellerman, was when that happened, all right? And again, I like R.J. Barrett, but he's no Zion.
Of course, he doesn't have a ceiling as high as Zion, but RJ Barrett is pretty reliable as far as being on the floor. He came in shape. You guys underrated him on the all-rookie team. I don't know why, because he was coming off an injury that first year, and then in the second half of the season, he started to get going, as you can see the results this season. But once again, he has a much bigger impact on his team winning, and he's working with a lot less talent than Zion is. Zion has another big in Steven Adams in the middle. He has guards. He has Ingram. Zion has a lot more help, but he's not impacting his team as far as the standings.
The other was when the New York Knicks had the 8th pick in the 2009 NBA draft, and Steph Curry went #7.
See, now once again, look how the future face of the league is bubbly and giggly over playing in New York, and yet the media is so negative. They're bringing up ping pong balls that didn't go our way in the draft. That's how negative the media is with the Knicks, and they keep trying to paint this image of the team. And I'm telling you, it has a lot to do with their beef with James Dolan on a personal level, but there's no reason to bring any of this up.
One more slot, and Steph Curry would have been a New York Knicks. Mike D'Antoni was coaching the team. Donnie Walsh was there, and there was no.
So what, Stephen A? That shit is a pass. It's done. We moved on. The team is doing a lot better now. Things are looking up.
Question that the New York Knicks were going to grab Steph Curry.
And you know
if
what?
he landed there. And instead, they had Jordan Hill.
And you know what, Steve?
And that's why we no longer have to rely on a bunch of ping pong balls. That lottery system does not really work. And if you guys want proof of that, look at the Minnesota Timberwolves. How many times are they going to pick in at least the top 3 picks and still be at the very bottom of the standings? Didn't Houston lose about 20 games in a row? But yet the Minnesota Timberwolves still have a much worse record than the Houston Rockets. That's unbelievable. With all them damn picks and Karl Anthony Towns.
Hey, Steph Curry never said anything like, this is my favorite place to play outside
Yeah, I
of
understand that.
outside. But Zion's saying it.
So
He's
what?
saying it. Let me
So
tell you
what? They
something.
can't have them. They can't have them.
Not yet.
You know,
Not yet. But let me tell you something.
that's like taking the tiger, right? And you know, and in front of the tiger, you just throwing out a bunch of steak right in front of him and stuff like that, but he can't reach it.
The Lakers.
We can't reach it.
The Lakers
We
are
can't
the
get
all-time
Zion.
team.
And what do we need to get Zion for? You're going to have to get rid of Randall. You see what I mean? This shit has nothing to do with nothing. They're talking about a bunch of what ifs. But at the end of the day, the real question here should be, why is Zion Williams so bubbly and giggly after playing in New York? Is New York that infectious?
Not only for being the marquee franchise and winning the most and the champions and everything, but for bigs. They never draft a big. They wait to see who's left standing through attrition. Wilt, Kareem, Shaq, Pow, AD, none of those guys were drafted by the Lakers. LeBron wasn't drafted by the Lakers, but the Lakers are a destination. And they want to play in LA, not just because of the market, because the Clippers never been out of the second round, but because of the Lakers. If the Knicks can start becoming that in New York, then they'll eventually get Zion when he's at the height of his powers.
You make me sick. I can't stand you. You're a trick.
Forget Zion. They will be able to attract other players to put around RJ and Julius Randle, which is pretty much going to be the building blocks of this team going forward. I highly doubt it that we'll end up putting Zion in this team, especially with Randle playing the way he is.
You understand? You departed. You betrayed New Yorkers.
Much
You
happier
left and you
this
went
way.
to L.A. All right. Oh, so the New York Knicks, who haven't won a title since 1973, suddenly they're a destination spot, right? Even though the Lakers got 17 championships. Listen, Leon Rose has done an exceptional job. James Dolan has stayed out of the way for the most part. World Wide West, William Wesley's doing his thing. Scott Perry's doing his thing. Tom Thibodeau's the Coach of the Year candidate. Julius Randle is an MVP candidate as far as I'm concerned.
So you just named all the makings of a great franchise and a great destination. But yet you're still questioning if the Knicks are a destination. And forget the Lakers' 17 championships. The Knicks are worth the most in the NBA. When that franchise is on their P's and Q's, when it comes to winning, you combine that with the fan base and the money, you have basically liquid gold.
Doesn't matter. We can't get Zion.
You know what? You're probably right. Lakers would probably get him.
Now, why they arguing this shit, I don't know why, but it is what it is. You guys see how negative the media overall is with the Knicks, even though when the evidence in their face shows them that this franchise is on the up and up, and other players, especially faces of the league in Zion Williams, get bubbly and giggly when he's asked about playing in the Garden, and he almost forgets to mention his current team. So you fellas see what it is. Until next time, y'all stay safe. Peace.